Mathematics is built on patterns. Take any positive integer. If odd, multiply by 3 and add 1. If even, divide by 2. These rules generate total chaos. The numbers trigger unpredictable fluctuations, creating graphs that spike like jagged mountain ranges toward infinity before plunging down. But here is the mystery. No matter how chaotic the climb, every number crashes into the same repeating loop, 4, 2, 1, and back to 4. To a mathematician, this is a frustrating paradox. They can see the numbers are being forced into this circle, but they have no way to explain the hidden force that compels the chaos to submit. What if we stop looking at this as a number puzzle and start seeing it as a map? In the DCU framework, this 4-2-1 loop isn't a random coincidence. It's the footprint of a memory tesseract, a structural blueprint the Quran describes as the way reality preserves information. This preservation begins with a specific starting parameter, the 4-to-1 womb. It is a singular origin point that contains the potential for everything, but to create the world we see, it must first split. That initial fracture acts as a cosmic ignition. It shatters the one into the many, generating the infinite multiplicity of our physical universe. What we observe as a jagged line on a graph is actually the numerical shadow of this engine, constantly fracturing and managing the flow of existence. This upward spike, the odd phase where we multiply by 3, represents the D10 expansion. In this system, D10 is the detectable field, the measurable realm of mass and force where numbers and the universe itself expand into physical form. As the expansion accelerates, the system generates immense thermodynamic energy. We can visualize this as a ship, a heavy metallic vessel forced to ride these massive multiplying waves of heat. This expansion is inherently dangerous. If the multiplier continued forever, the heat would become absolute, and the universe would diverge into a state of total chaos, tearing itself apart. Creation requires the heat of expansion to grow, but to endure, it needs a structural failsafe, a way to switch from burning to cooling. That failsafe is the T3 thermostat, a computational checkpoint where the expanding wave hits a hard boundary. This is the junction where the burning physical world meets a different kind of current. Crossing this junction requires what the Quran calls the 1912 grip, the command to take the book with strength. It is the precise act of structural hold needed to endure the maximum stress of the transition without breaking. When that grip is activated, the algorithm flips. The expansion stops, and the even operation begins, dividing the thermal load by 2. We see the jagged red spikes transform into smooth, cooling blue curves. This is the phase of the fish. While the ship thrashed on the hot surface, the fish dives into a hidden current of light, mathematically cooling the system through constant division. This is the breath of the universe, a burning engine of creation, balanced by a cooling rescue chain that pulls reality back toward order. Eventually, these two movements, the heat of the ship and the cooling of the fish, must unify. The chaotic journey of the input reaches its resolution. We see this unification as the sprawling web of the Collatz graph compresses. The chaotic branches are drawn into that final, inevitable 4-2-1 loop. This loop mirrors the Tawaf, the circling of the center. Dispersed fragments are magnetically pulled back toward a single singularity. Individual numbers might seem lost in their chaotic fluctuations, but the universal womb preserves the path. The algorithm always terminates at 1. You are more than an observer. You are a numerical value traversing this exact engine, caught in the breath between expansion and compression. The algorithm guarantees the checkpoint. The question is, when will you find the strength to hold?